Hey, you're jacked in. Good morning. It might not be the morning for you, but it's the morning for me, and it's a good one because I'm here with Logan B. Adair talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. What's up, Logan?
Very excited. Don't want to get people too excited too early on, but um not just a great Buffy, but I thought one of the better Angel episodes.
Yeah, I would say two very compelling episodes of both shows setting up for the back half of both seasons. Or the back third, I guess. Um, let's talk about them. Buffy's got This Year's Girl, featuring the return of Faith and the mayor in flashback and video and Dream. And then we also have The Prodigal over on Angel, featuring many flashbacks of human Angel, pre-vampire Angel, and some Darla appearances, and we get to meet Angel's dad, which is kind of a big deal. This episode must have been produced by DC Extended Universe Cinema.
We never met that guy
Um,
before.
no,
Wow.
I don't think we ever do again. This is the Angel's dad. That's how I think about it in my head. It's the Angel's dad episode.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that. I thought it was very
Yeah.
cool. I mean, not to get into everything, but like the all the differences between her father and his father and everything was very cool.
Yeah. Genuinely fascinating to get to know Liam, the
Yeah.
person Angel was before he was Angel. But let's start with Buffy, huh?
Yeah. Crazy. This is a part two-parter that we're gonna have to wait until next week to finish. This is the first one we're getting to of those, I think, right? Since Angel started.
Since well, yeah, I guess you're right, because the two parters have like finished on Angel.
Right, they've been like, yeah, they've swapped over, but
Yeah.
this is the first one we're actually having to wait a whole week.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Angel's not dealing with this bullshit. Um
You had to wait a whole week in reality, though. It wasn't like the same night.
yes, yeah. I had to wait a week. What were we talking about?
The two-parter? I don't know. Buffy? Time to talk about Buffy?
All right. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say I had to wait a week for the next episode, and then after that episode, there was reruns for 2 months.
Oh my goodness.
2 months you had to wait.
What's going on? That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Um. So let's start with Buffy. Let's start with what happened the week these aired. February 22nd, 2000.
Hmm.
All right. The number one song in America still, "I Knew I Loved You" by Savage Dragon. All right, but that wasn't the number one music news of the week, because you know what else aired the night after this?
What?
The Grammys.
Wow.
The 2000 Grammys, hosted by the great Rosie O'Donnell.
Hmm.
All right, maybe she did a bit about how she wanted to fuck Tom Cruise. That was one of her classic bits before we, you know, got confirmation of her gayness. Now this was a big year for the Grammys. There was a tie. All right. Not a tie, but listen to this. So Michael Jackson, understandably, had held the record for the most awards at the Grammys in one year for when Thriller came out, right?
Hmm.
All right. But that record was tied in the year 2000. What album from the year 1999 do you think tied Michael Jackson for this award?
Maybe Britney Spears.
No, no, but I think if you really thought about it, you could get it from what we've talked about on this show.
Santana.
You got it,
Are you
Santana.
serious? That's
That's
crazy.
right. I know. Some bullshit Santana album with like guest vocals on every track by people like Rob Thomas and Everlast. And I think maybe Jessica Simpson. That might be the next album.
What?
But
Basically, it's just for that one song, though.
It's basically for that one song, yeah. But
That is wild.
that song was so huge that it tied Michael Jackson's Grammys record.
What
All
has it
right.
now? Do you know?
Wow, that's a great question. Should we look it up?
Or maybe we'll get to it one day.
What would you prefer?
Well, when
I'm
we do SpongeBob, we'll be in current
I'm
day.
curious about it. Can I please just look it up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Most
Probably
awards
Taylor Swift.
won in a, yeah, you're probably right. A single Grammys.
Or like Cardi B or somebody. Justin Bieber.
No, listen to this. The record is still a tie between Michael Jackson in
What?
1984 and Santana in 2000.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy.
Nobody knows that except people that listen to this podcast, probably.
That's right. You guys, you need to feel privileged. All
Yeah,
right. Some artists since have come close. Do you want to know who they are?
sure. Maybe Katy Perry.
Beyonce. Beyonce won 6 in a single night back in 2010. Bruno Mars won 6 in a night in 2018.
Whoa, recently.
Adele won 6 in 2012. Billie Eilish won 6 in 2020, but none of them can match the great might of Santana and Michael Jackson.
What's the number again?
Their number's 8.
8. Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo could do it.
All right. We can all hope. Let's root for Olivia this year to take it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd be all right. Summer. Ba-na-na-na-na-ba, Cruel
No.
Summer. All right. It was a hit in the 80s by Bananarama. Now, Taylor Swift, she's got her own Cruel Summer. All right. I've always said I was impressed with Incubus. They put out a hit single in the early 2000s called Wish You Were Here. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's some Incubus fans that already like Pink Floyd and know there's a song called Wish You Were Here.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
crazy. You do
bold.
like the same, like a similar band to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, it'd be like Oasis putting out a song called like, Yellow Submarine. You'd be like, what?
Yeah, that's interesting. We should make a
Yeah.
song, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I would love it. And it just has nothing to do with Bohemian Rhapsody.
But what does Bohemian Rhapsody even have to do with? What does that even mean?
Um, it's rhapsodical about that Bohemian lifestyle. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I think we could do it then.
I covered that well. All right.
I don't really like Cruel Summer. It's like too.
This is okay. Will Smith. He performed the Wild Wild West live. All right.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys. They performed with Elton John. They performed both Elton and Backstreet songs. All right. TLC came out, did No Scrubs. Obviously, Smooth was performed.
Mhm.
Kid Rock did you know what do you call that? It's a montage in movies.
Okay.
When you play
He
like
did one of
many
those.
of your, what do you call that?
A concert? A mini concert?
No, when you play like little snippets of a bunch of different songs.
A mix up.
Oh my god. There's a word for it, but I can't ever count on Logan to know a word. Um
A
so
shuffle.
yep, that's what it's called, a shuffle.
He performed a shuffle. That's pretty cool.
No, let me look it up. It's driving me nuts. You drive me nuts.
You don't know it either. Come on.
I know.
How am I supposed to know it?
You'll cut the silence out, I assume.
Nope, I'm keeping every second of it.
God, I can't find it.
Really? Would you Google? What's it called when somebody
I
performs
I
multiple
I
songs at the
googled word
Grammys?
for a montage of different songs.
A shuffle
Oh,
came up.
someone, it's like an easy word too. It's like I can't think of the word like,
Well, recently we did no
sink.
hostage situation. We were
Yeah,
like,
no,
what's it called
it's
when
just like that. This is I'm see what's happening is I'm getting older and dumber and losing my
I just
memory,
don't know
and I'm
anything?
talking to someone who never knew any fucking thing in the first place.
Yeah, I gotta learn stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Um,
what it's called when an artist performs multiple songs.
yeah. Yeah, what is that?
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Like when an artist comes up on Saturday Night Live, all right? You know how they
A
perform
set?
like,
They perform a set? No?
That's not the word I'm thinking of, but it's better than whatever I've come up with today.
Okay.
All right. So and I just want to say for our purposes at the Grammys, for Buffy purposes, Sarah McLachlan,
Wow.
she took home a Grammy for I Will Remember You, a great song, which doesn't play on Buffy, but some of her other classic ballads do.
Plays on set. Wait, more? She has more songs?
One more Sarah McLachlan song
Oh,
shows
that's
up on
awesome.
Buffy. Yeah. And of course uh best like something of the year went to Believe by Cher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, that came out this year?
Yes.
That's crazy. I would not. I would thought that came out in the 80s or something.
Then why was it so popular this one year in the late 90s?
Well, I didn't know it was popular. I just thought they put the song in there because it fit the episode or something.
No, it was like a contemporary hit.
I didn't know that. I mean, maybe it came. Remember, like I think Thriller was like top of the charts this week or something. That happens.
What?
The song Thriller, Michael Jackson. It was like top of the charts this week. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, because of Halloween?
Maybe, and I think also because like Drake had a new album come out, and it was like if Drake's album is number one, it would beat Michael Jackson. So I think people are also listening to Michael because they don't want Drake to win.
Oh yeah. No. Let's all protect the child molester.
Well, that's the thing people were doing
Yeah.
because people
No,
think
no, no.
Drake is corny, so they'd rather support Michael Jackson.
No. Yes. Drake being corny
I'm just telling you
is
what people were
definitely
thinking.
no.
Don't get
I
mad at me.
and I agree. I'm not getting mad at you. I agree.
Okay.
Drake being corny is much worse than Michael Jackson penetrating the buttholes of little boys with cancer with his giant adult cock.
Was it giant?
Yeah, well, giant to them. It's all relative.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
don't want my kids to be corny. I wouldn't want them hanging out with Drake.
No, absolutely
Go
not.
hang with
No.
Michael.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to. You want to hear like bad wordplay, right? Or like you don't want to see him like hitting on a legal but young girl.
Oh,
You
she was.
want
I don't think she was legal.
no who?
Are you talking about Millie Bobby Brown?
No, I'm not talking about Billy Bobby Brown.
Oh,
That this
okay.
is what they ding Drake for because he's constantly like going out with models that are like 18 and 19 years
Well, I was
old.
talking about when he
Which
talked to Millie
which is
Bobby
fucking
Brown.
stupid. But Michael Jackson went out with non-models that were 11 years old.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you what happened like this week. I don't think we're comparing who we like more. It was just a funny bit. But I think it was more Halloween. People were listening to Thriller.
Okay. But what do you call it when
I think
it's
it's
a
a set list or something, right?
no?
Oh, okay. I really don't know. Let us know, guys.
It's fucking it's obnoxious that I don't know this.
I don't know that there's a word for it.
There is.
I don't know what to Google, so I can't help you. Oh my gosh.
No,
We haven't even
I'm doing
started the
it.
Buffy episode.
I don't care. I'm doing medley. It's fucking medley for fuck's sake.
That's what that's called?
Yes.
I thought a medley like was when a lot of people come and sing together.
No, you're a moron.
What's that called? A choir? I don't
Sure.
know. Don't call me a moron. You didn't fucking know either. We just spent
Yeah,
10
but
minutes.
I had a brain fart and I had no help.
I had a brain fog. Remember that? That's like a thing that you liked. Brain fog.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Buffy. Are we go onto the episode, or we have anything else?
No, I got more.
Okay.
The number one movie in America is The Whole Nine Yards. All right, it was a surprise number one. Everyone thought it was going to be the number two, Hanging Up. Hanging Up was a Nora Ephron film. She'd had a lot of success with You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle in recent years. And then she had this big movie. It was like Meg Ryan, Diane Keaton, and Lisa Kudrow were the leads. Everyone thought it was going to be big, but kind of tanked. Didn't do well, and it
Maybe
was bad.
Hanks was the secret sauce.
Maybe. But that debuted at number two. Number one was The Whole Nine Yards. We'll cover it eventually. Because, of course, they made a sequel called The Whole 10 Yards. Number three, I saw three movies in theaters this week. How about that, though? Because number four is Pitch Black. the debut of Vin Diesel. And what a week for Vin Diesel, because debuting at number 8 outside of the top 5 was Boiler Room, which Vin
Wow.
Diesel's also in.
Yeah.
All right. So Vin Diesel, I would argue, arrived the week
This year's
that
boy.
this Buffy episode aired. It's this year's girl.
Oh, but
It's
he's
named
this year's
after an
boy, Vin
Elvis
Diesel.
Costello song from. Oh, you're saying Vin Diesel is this year's boy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right, all right. And wrestling, we're dealing with the aftermath of WCW Super Brawl, which
I think we should
aired.
stop talking about wrestling. I think we're just gonna get there. Let's not spoil ourselves
You don't
on.
want me to spoil you on WCW Super Brawl 2000?
Yeah, especially on events like that.
Let me tell you what's crazy about it, though. There's a match where there's something on a pole that they have to go get.
No way.
I swear to you, they're still doing it 20 years later.
That seems crazy.
Yeah.
What was it? You know?
Yes. Yes, I do. It was like a leather jacket.
What?
They had to go get
Why?
I don't know. Someone's leather jacket was on a pole.
Like a biker character?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about Buffy.
Yeah.
So I assume you'll cut out like 20 minutes of me trying to come up with the word medley.
Yeah, so we've only been talking for I think 10 minutes at this point.
Okay, great. Okay, fucking hell. Um, so the writer is Douglas Petrie,
Yay.
who yeah, a Buffy classic. He last wrote The Initiative for us, which we loved. I didn't
Mhm.
get to talk about it on the show because Logan lost that episode.
What was the Angel episode you missed, you know?
It would have been episode 7, so the bachelor party.
Mm.
Um, and our director is Michael Gershman, who we've talked about. He's the director of photography of Buffy, and he's directed some episodes, most recently a New Man just a few weeks ago. Um, this is Feb 22nd, 2000. This year's girl. Let's talk about it. Logan, scrote your notes.
All right. Well, first of all, I was very glad that they didn't pull any amnesia tricks on us. Like Faith wakes up and is like, "Oh, I bumped my head. Don't know what happened." Me and Buffy are just friends again. I like how she's just sort of the enemy, you know?
Yeah.
Great job, everybody. But I thought about like Spider-Man 3, right? Like Harry wakes up and he's like, "What happened to my dad? How'd my dad die? I don't remember anything about what happened," you know? But anyway, so Faith, here she is. She's in the hospital. And what is this? Are these dreams? Are they visions? What's going on here?
Yeah, she's having coma dreams. Now, it's interesting because we saw Buffy have a coma dream back in Graduation Day Part 2, where she talks to Faith. You remember she says lots of enigmatic things like little Miss
I do
Muffet
remember.
counting down from 730, and there's a body on the bed and the knife kept appearing and disappearing, and they're making a bed. So now we come to this dream and we see them again making a bed, but that was Buffy's dream in the previous one. So Faith is having similar dreams to Buffy, which might have something to do with their Slayer lineage. But in Faith's dream, Buffy's still sticking the knife in her gut. And
Right.
so they're having connected dreams, but they're not um acting the same way in each other's dreams. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I thought you'd bring up that last time we had the dream, but I didn't really remember exactly the details. But I do remember you saying that it was pretty important and that would come back. They also mentioned
They're
somebody.
meant to be connected because they're making a bed in both, and it's the exact same score.
Oh, interesting. I think I
Yeah.
remember you talking about the score in that scene actually.
Mm-hmm.
The uh, what was going on? Somebody mentioned somebody's little sister was coming.
Yeah, they're I mean, again, it's a lot of enigmatic shit. They're making a bed, so Buffy says, I love clean sheets. They remind me of summer. Faith says, I wouldn't know what that means. I assume that's because she slept through the summer. And then Faith says to Buffy, "You better hurry up, little sis is coming." Which is a crazy thing to say that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't really understand, but I
Yeah.
guess we'll find out a little bit more about that later on, right? But so here we go. We go. Xander, right?
Yeah,
He's trying to repair that gun. I thought it was very
yeah.
funny when he gets electrocuted and he's like, guys, that was crazy, right? But nobody's paying attention to him.
That's funny. When that moment happened, I was like, Logan's either gonna find this funny or hate it.
No, it's very funny. I really
All
like
right.
that part. And
Yeah, he's working on that blaster.
yeah, blaster they kept calling it.
Yeah.
And
That's
but
what I
so
call
but
my dick. You want to see my blaster?
really?
Yeah.
Your blaster? I don't know about that. And but Buffy, she's like, oh, last episode Riley got hurt and now he's in the hospital. I'm all worried about him. Cut to Riley in the hospital. He's all shirtless again, which is nice. He puts on a shirt. And then Forrest is just like still such an asshole. He's just
I
like,
agree. Forrest
Buffy.
is the goddamn worst.
He really is. I've never liked Forrest for even a second. But same thing here. But even Graham kind of took Forrest's side, which sucked. Graham was like, yeah, Forrest
Graham
has a
took
point.
Forrest's side, but he wasn't being a fucking asshole about it. He was just like being initiative true. Forrest is like, you're really gonna go back to that bitch's house, get that dick wet? That the like this is not the time, Riley. Keep that shit dry. And I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. Let him be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it. But so there we go. There's what's his face, Forrest. And so we go back to Faith. Lots of just keep coming back to Faith, and she's dreaming
Mhm.
again. This time she's like on a date with the mayor. It seemed like they were out on a
Not a
picnic.
date.
It seemed like a
They
date.
have
She
a
has on this
father
cute
son
dress.
dynamic.
Yeah,
No,
father
it's a
son
father
dynamic.
daughter dynamic. She's wearing a cute little sundress because she's supposed to be like a little girl in that scene. Not a
No, I
date.
did not see her as a little girl. I have to be honest.
All right.
No, that didn't happen. And but that was nice. And then Buffy shows up and she's like, Faith. And then Faith is like, and Faith
By
crawls
the
away.
way, I like the mayor in that scene playing with the little garden snake because he turned into a giant snake.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. I was actually
Yeah,
wondering. I was like, what's the significance of the little snake here? But
yeah.
I guess because he was a big snake monster. But so there we go. And then we go back to a weird moment here where Buffy and Willow and Xander are just like randomly walking through the woods. Randomly, I don't know. And they find a body that's there. Did Faith kill that body or who killed that
No,
body?
no, that's Adam.
Okay, Adam really did that.
Yeah,
Um,
Faith, as you know, is not woken up from her coma yet, so I don't think she killed that person.
okay. Okay. Well, the whole episode, they're like Adam did it, and I'm like, well, Faith is out there. Maybe Faith did it, and they're like gonna discover that. But
But
I feel
Faith
like that didn't really
wasn't out
become
there.
no.
No, she
Well,
hasn't
not
woken up
yet. I was
yet.
thinking they're playing with time. Who
What?
knows? Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, all right. So they find a dead body. Buffy, like, really boring dialogue here, where she tells Willow, she's like, Willow, I need you to hack into the mainframe so that you can buy me some time. It's like, what?
Yeah.
We're hacking into the mainframe in this episode? So
Yeah.
lame.
Well, we haven't done dumb computer shit in a while.
Yeah, I guess so. But hacking into mainframe, that's like the most basic stuff you can say. Like my brain shut off for a few
No, I
seconds.
know. It's like when anyone's doing research in a like a cop TV show and someone says to go cross reference something. I'm always like the writers got lazy there.
Yeah. But if you don't have that line, people were like, but they didn't even cross reference. What's going on there? That's
No one's
crazy.
saying that ever.
Who knows? And so Riley shows up. I thought it was weird. He gets into Xander's basement somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Who
Like
did?
Riley, they're like, what's up with Riley? But then Riley walks into the
Oh
basement.
yeah, he just sort of shows up.
Yeah, that was weird. But anyway,
Maybe he charmed Xander's mom.
yeah, who knows? But he was there before, right? When
Yeah.
he was
Well,
like
he
he hurt
came
his
down
hand.
all and he came down all sweaty and weird. Remember when he was like going through withdrawal and shit?
Yeah, yeah. So Buffy like brought him down at that point. So
Mhm.
I guess not the craziest thing, but they're talking about Adam, like, oh, we got to kill Adam. He's a bad guy. Faith, back to Faith's dream. Now she runs, she falls in a grave, and then Buffy goes to the grave, jumps in, and then Faith comes out victorious. Faith kills Buffy, it seemed, and
The music in this section, when the whole grave part, it's like this choir and it's going. That's the exact sound it's making. Okay.
really,
And then,
seems
yeah,
basic.
it is basic. And then I went to go see Frozen 2. Okay. And the entire plot of Frozen 2 is they keep hearing a voice singing, and the tune that it's singing is like no joke. And I remember when I was watching Frozen 2, I was like, this is like a ripoff. So it's like it sounds so familiar. And then I'm watching this episode of Buffy last night. I'm like, that's what it is. All these years. I sing that tune to my nieces, like
Oh,
that
so
Frozen, because it
so
sets up Into the Unknown, which is like the big song from that
right.
movie.
But so you didn't put it two and two together until this watch, you're saying.
No,
You were like, damn it, that is something. But then this watch, you realize
if
that's
you go
wild. That's
back
awesome.
and if you literally go back and listen to the franchise episode on Frozen, you will hear me talking about Frozen 2, saying like talking about that snippet of music and trying to like and just saying like
That's
it's so
hilarious.
obvious, right? It's like hasn't everybody used that? I don't think everyone has. I just think I was remembering it from this Buffy episode.
But I remember that Frozen episode, and I felt the same way. I was like, it's so basic. The
Yeah,
like everybody does that. It's so lame. But no, you were thinking about something very specific that I didn't even
yeah.
know about. I love that. I thought the music actually in this whole episode was pretty cool. Like
It
I
was
remember
great.
when they fight like on the campus later. It's pretty cool music. Lots of cool stuff. But
Yeah. And all the
he,
returning score from Graduation Day because I love that score. So
I didn't
the
notice.
whole episode is fantastic.
Yeah, here they're just doing. Oh, they're just doing Shawshank Redemption shot here.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool. I liked it. Um, I
Andy do faith.
oh, I like it. I don't know if other people are gonna like it, but I liked it. It was good. So Faith learns she sees a girl, and the girl's like, Sunnydale blew up, and the principal and the mayor, everybody died, and Faith is really sad. And I wanted to make a joke.
I
I
liked
wanted,
this girl, by the way, and I looked up the actress who played her, and this is her only acting role in anything ever.
what the hell? That's wild.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. I wanted to make a joke about like this girl was so nice that she even gave Faith her clothes. I thought that was a cool move. But then they come back and they're like, Faith killed the girl and she took her clothes or beat her up or
Yeah.
whatever. Like they made it a part of the episode. And I wanted to just make it like a thing, but
Mm.
no. So Faith beats her up, takes her sweater, cool red sweater.
I love
Um,
that whole sequence though, where she's like, "Tell me the day, the date," and then she says like February something, and Faith is so put off, and she's just like the year. Like
it seemed written. It seemed really written to me. Like it wouldn't be that hard getting the date out of somebody, you know?
I don't.
Unless you were writing for a TV show.
I gotta say, um, I work at a hotel and I'm constantly asking people for what day they mean, and they are constantly telling me the day of the week when I'm only wanting to know the date. So,
Okay, fair
I
enough.
don't I believe that this is accurate.
All right, fair enough. Who am
Yeah.
I to argue with that? So we go to Riley, okay? And Riley's talking to Buffy, and he's like, I feel so lost in the world without people giving me orders. That's like all I know how to do is follow orders. What do I do? And
And
Buffy,
Buffy's like, "Let me get on your lap and distract you for a second." And Riley's like, "All right."
yeah, that's exactly what happens. But I liked what's happened. She tells him like, one time I was in a council, and the council always gave
Right.
me orders, and then I said, "Fuck you, council! I'm doing my own thing." And I thought that was a cool scene. But yeah,
And
that
that
she's
was
just
that
like,
was
oh,
double duty exposition because the council turns back up in this episode. So they're reminding you they exist.
wait, that's the council?
Yeah, when
I didn't even realize that.
okay, so in this
I thought there was
episode
some
you see
other.
a nurse, like the doctors all leave and then there's just a nurse and
I
she
know who you're
makes a
talking about.
mysterious phone call and she says like she's awake or
But
something.
yeah, you're right. I feel like in every episode there's like something very obvious that I don't really understand, and I feel stupid. But
Yeah.
I sort of thought Faith, like when she went under, like new people became aware of her, like, oh, there's this person that's under, and then they're like, oh, now she's up, we gotta go. I didn't think we were going like back to the council. I just really didn't even think
No,
about that.
Faith is technically the official Slayer
Right?
right
Yeah.
now. And so the council have a lot of interest in her. So like those three dudes that turn up at Giles's house at the end of the episode, those are council boys.
They seem so ominous though to be. I thought the council was good. Is the council just flat out bad? Why are these guys so scary?
They're not bad. They're just sort of well, these guys are scary because they're like a mercenary team from the council. But but they're also like posh British men. I thought that would have been a tip off.
Oh, did they talk? I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. They're all just. I'm supposed to know that. I mean, I guess Wesley and Giles are like that. But was well, Gwendolyn Post like that?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Sorry. Are you impressed that I knew remembered her name, Gwendolyn
Very
Post?
good. But also every council member we met in Helpless, including Quentin Travers, the head of the council. They're
Mm,
all just posh British men.
and women. Come on. I guess I didn't know that.
Not really. She'd been kicked out by the time we met her.
All right, but they do hire women, or they did, and then they realized I guess they suck, so then they only hire men.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's the way to go. That's the way the world should work. I'm just kidding, guys. So then what happened? So Riley, yeah, Riley, Faith gets on Riley or whatever. And then yeah, so yeah, I just kept writing doctors. I was like, oh, these doctors, evil doctors. So yeah, so Faith goes to Giles' house. Giles gets a call, and I guess that makes sense because
I love they have a roaring fire in the scene.
really,
It makes them look like cozier.
yeah,
Like
I didn't
even
even
though
think
they're
about that.
discussing Slayer stuff, it looks like they're having a friend gathering.
Right, that is a nice touch. Um, I guess it does make sense that it's the council because they call Buffy and they're like, "Hey, Buffy, like, Faith is gone." I guess if it was just like a random crew that
Yeah,
got together,
why would random evil doctors call Buffy?
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But I did the thing in my notes where I wrote Omega Beta Zeta because she answers the phone again, so I
Very
wanted to
good.
do that.
Yeah.
Very fun here
Distracted you.
where Riley they do a thing where they're like, "Oh my God, Faith is back! That's crazy! That's the craziest thing that's ever happened! Faith! Oh my God, Faith!" And then Riley's like, who's Faith?"
Yeah.
Good bit there. And then so Buffy and Willow they're walking
I
around the
love this scene. A little walk and talk at college.
yeah walking around talking about Faith like, "Oh, Faith has escaped. What's gonna happen? What do we do?" And they walk, and as soon as you know what's coming, they do the shot, and they're talking, and you're like, "That's Faith right there. You just know." And then she turns around, and she's like, "Hey, Buffy," or I think she calls her B. "Hey, B, what's up?" And it's awesome. Cool confrontation there. Faith, we see cops pull up. Faith runs off. She drop kicks the cops. Pretty fun. Escapes over a fence. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It is really I think that scene's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that she fucking jumps on a cop car and just like kicks a cop in the face, keeps running.
Yeah, it's awesome. She might be my the best at action. Faith, I think Faith.
I
Anytime
think you're
Faith does
right.
action, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've read that Eliza Dushku did a lot more of her own fighting and shit than our friend Geller did.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't. I always assume anytime I see stuff. I mean, I don't like. Obviously, some of it's not her, but I feel like when they can, they do. But maybe I'm wrong. But so Willow goes to Tara. She's like, "Hey, Tara, I need your help." Tara does like some. I don't know. They flirt a little bit. Whatever. I don't know. Anything from Tara?
No, it's just to get Tara there.
Yeah. Probably setting up for part two. But very fun. Probably my favorite, and I don't want to say my favorite scene because it doesn't involve Faith, but I love this
Actually,
part.
you're right. Actually, you're right. Tara becomes more important in part two. That's exactly why she's in this episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Giles and Xander walking around, and they go. There's like an alley. They hear something in an alley. They go down the alley.
I love this scene too.
It's so funny. And Spike is there, and they're like, "Oh, Spike, our friend, Spike, man, have you heard about Faith? Faith got out." And he's like, "Faith? I didn't even put it together. Like he doesn't even know who Faith is yet."
Yeah, he was only in town for one episode in season three, and it was Lover's Walk. I don't think Faith was in that episode.
That yeah, I didn't even think about that the whole time. But they're like, Faith, she's like a girl this tall. She's like she's evil. I forgot how he described her, but and then I feel like Spike was kind of talking to me because I feel like sometimes I forget Spike hates them. Like I'm like because there was that one episode where Giles went to Spike and was like, "Hey, Spike, join us," and Spike was like, "No," and I was like, "That seemed crazy for Spike. Spike should join them," and you were like, no, Spike hates them. I think you and Sam, I think that was when Tim was on. Y'all were like, no, Spike hates them. Why would he do that? And I feel like he was talking to me. He was like, do you guys forget that I hate you guys? And I was like,
Yeah.
huh. Yeah, I really do forget that. Like, and then he's like, "No, I'm actually going to go find Faith, and we're going to be a team together." And they're like, "Oh no, what do we do?" Very funny.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the last we see of Spike in this episode, I think,
And
right?
Xander, yeah, and Xander's like, well, you'll never be able to find her. Like, you don't know
She's
her.
this
And and
tall,
and she, yeah,
evil.
he's like brunette, this tall, answers to the name Faith, psychopathic. Got it.
Very funny. Loved
Yeah.
it. And so yeah, so here a helicopter lands. I feel like this is the first helicopter we've seen in Buffy. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed
You might be
pretty
right,
cool.
man. And we get one on Angel soon too. And I remember when the one showed up on Angel, I was like, "Ooh, fancy budget."
No, it is cool. It's cool when you see a
Yeah.
helicopter. You're like, oh, yeah, it is cool. And so the guys get out and they end up going to Giles at one point, whatever. I want to bring something up. You remember the part the cop is driving around, Faith is like walking down a dark alley, cop drives by, she goes up a ladder and the cop shines
Yeah.
the flashlight.
You
I
see
think
her legs.
yeah, they should have done another take. That's
Dry
my that
that
was
drives me nuts
horrible.
every
You
time.
see
They
her
should have caught her.
feet. Yeah, that was crazy to me. But yeah, there we go. I thought that was funny. And so here we go. Scream 3 vibes, right?
What are you talking about?
Faith. What happened here actually? There's like a demon who gives Faith a tape from the mayor.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of the mayor's like demon henchmen turn
But then
up.
she kills him. Why does she kill him if he's like friends with the mayor?
She kills him.
Didn't she kill the demon? I thought she like murdered the demon and then just took the thing.
Oh, I don't remember. I thought she let him go.
No, it seemed like a murder, and then she like grabbed the thing off his dead corpse. I don't know.
Oh
But yeah, so she watches a tape. He recorded a tape and he was like, I'm probably dead now, but here's your orders. And he gives her, there's
yeah.
like
You
a,
know what drives me nuts about this tape?
what?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I like the tape. Uh, and it is Scream 3 vibes, you're right. But think about this. In the dream sequences at the beginning, the mayor has slightly shorter hair
Oh, wow.
than he had in season 3. And that never bothered me. It's like, all right, well, the actor had shorter hair, you know, he can't grow it out just for this like two dream sequences in an episode of Buffy. But
Who
then
knows when that takes place, too, also.
but it's a dream sequence. It takes place nowhere and never.
Yeah, so why do you care?
It does. I don't care. But then
Hmm.
in this video, he has the same short haircut, and I'm like, he never had this short haircut. They film.
But
I
he said he did that while she was in a coma. But I guess we saw him between
what are
that
you
and the
talking
graduation when he
about?
died.
He's dead.
But maybe like in the week between where she's in a
What
coma,
week?
between when she gets in a coma
She
and when
gets
he
into a coma.
dies.
She gets into a coma the night before graduation. We
Really?
then see him at graduation with the same hair,
Oh, really? I didn't know it was that close together, I guess.
but we see him at graduation turn into a snake. What is this missing week you're talking about?
I don't know. I thought maybe she got put into a coma. There's a week we don't see, and in that week he records a video, gets a
Okay,
haircut.
fine, but he would have that haircut at graduation.
All right. Well, I obviously didn't notice the haircut. That's crazy that you did.
All right, but he wouldn't listen. It's fine for the dream sequence, but he wouldn't have it in this video. He never had this haircut.
Right. The video is fair because that is right before he died, right?
Yeah. All right, listen, I'm never going to be
Fair
able to
enough.
talk about this stuff in a public forum again. Let me get my
No, I
shit out.
like it. I like
Yeah.
it. That's a good observation. So you're saying, but yeah, I guess they couldn't have done anything because he would have had to grow his hair out. It's not a haircut situation.
That's
It's
right.
too short. So, by the way, I love you ever play 2K? You go to get a haircut, you can walk in with a shorter haircut, and then they do the animation where like the person will come up and do like with the scissors, and then you can leave with a longer haircut. It's funny. It's a pretty funny thing that they do. You understand what I said?
I've played 2K, but I didn't know haircuts were available.
What? Come on, you can get
That's probably
tattoos
after
and
my time. I had like 2K2.
oh, yeah. I don't know if they were doing haircuts back then.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty cool though. But all right. So anyway, so there is the mayor, the she gets a box, and inside the box is a thing, and she gets the order like, hey, if anything bad happens, take this out and it'll help you. She's like, all right, sweet, right?
Yep.
So we move on from that, and Buffy goes into Riley's room, and she's like walking by the balls poster and everything, and they sit on the bed, and very fun scene. And then I was so excited. D Train. I don't know if she's back or if they just like filmed this inside her, like the house that she's house sitting, and they like put a green screen up or something. No, I don't think they did that. But Joyce is back, and
Yeah.
it's pretty fun where Buffy is like, Riley, I'm worried about you. Faith is gonna hurt everybody that I love. Cut to Joyce, and she opens the door, and Faith is there, and Faith is like, hi, Joyce, and punches her right in the face,
Mm.
and she like
And
steals her lipstick.
all I'm thinking about is that lovely Christmas they spent together last year.
Faith was there.
Don't you remember in Amends, like Joyce made Buffy invite Faith over for Christmas?
Yeah, I do
And then
vaguely.
when when Angel's gonna like kill himself and shit, Buffy has to like go out and save him. They show a shot when like the snow starts coming down of Joyce and Faith like standing in the door frame of Buffy's house, like, oh look, it's snowing. And
Yeah.
I always think about that moment when she punches her, like, oh, they had
Oh,
a nice relationship.
yeah, that's actually sad. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
That's good. But not great relationship anymore. She punches her,
No.
steals her lipstick, and is like, I'm gonna kill your daughter, and I'm gonna kill you too. And Joyce is like, no, Buffy, I know my daughter. She'll be here any second to save me.
I
And
love them playing with the that we haven't seen Joyce much this season though. When Faith finds that stack of mail and she's
right.
like, not sure, but it looks like Buffy hasn't been here in a while.
But why hasn't Faith been or but why hasn't Joyce been opening the mail? Or has she?
It's Buffy's mail.
Oh, I thought it was mail that she's been sending because she hasn't been there in a while.
No, what?
Like
It's mail for Buffy. It's a stack of mail for Buffy, but Buffy
okay,
hasn't
don't
been there
act like
for a
I'm
while to
crazy.
pick up her mail.
I thought they were letters she was sending, like to show she hasn't been by to visit, but she's just been sending letters. You know
You
what I'm
think
saying?
Buffy, who lives an hour away from her mom,
Why hasn't
is
she been by to get her
regularly
mail if
sending
she only lives an
snail
half an hour
mail?
away?
She's been busy with things like the Initiative and
Exactly,
Riley.
which is why she can't visit, which is why she has to send letters. I don't think that's crazy at all. I think we're saying the same
Letters?
thing. What else is she gonna do? Call?
Yes.
Sending letters would be fun.
Who's sending letters to someone who lives a half an hour away from them?
I thought Buffy might, but I guess not. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't send letters. That's like a loving gesture.
I wouldn't do that before the phone was invented.
All right, well, you're just not as cool as me and Buffy and Joyce, I guess. We would send
Great.
letters.
No, they wouldn't. You're
All
alone in
right.
this club.
I guess I'm wrong. I'm the only
Yeah.
one that would. But here we go. Buffy shows up, fights Faith, and Faith is like, ah, she gets beat up, and then and Buffy, but she puts a thing on, and you think, well, you don't really Buffy. So is Buffy beat up?
What do you mean?
So I assume Faith is in Buffy's body, so now Buffy is in Faith's body, and Buffy just got beat up.
That's right.
That's so sad. I don't like thinking about Buffy getting
Yeah.
beat up. What's the worst
Yeah.
Buffy's ever got beat up?
Probably graduation day. Being she was in a coma briefly.
Buffy was in a coma.
Well, they were both in the hospital together. Remember the mayor tried to like suffocate her?
I didn't know she was in a coma, but all right. So yeah,
She had a
Buffy does.
coma dream.
Chick, that was the coma dream.
Yeah.
What we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't remember that. So all right, Buffy does. Apparently, this is like Faith's thing where she says 5 by 5. I forgot about that. I guess
Yes.
that's her thing. She does it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And she
they.
says it earlier in the episode to set up this moment.
I know they did that, but I forgot that's like a It's like a faith thing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she says in her very first appearance, like it's consistently a thing she says.
I assumed it was.
It's
I
like
didn't think they made
B
it
and
up.
5x5. Those are her catchphrases.
Yeah, right. And so they're like, Buffy. Joyce is like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And Buffy's like, "Yeah, I'm 5x5." And you're like, "Oh no!" And then she gives this like stare.
The face is great.
It actually reminded me. Remember that episode where Cordelia starts to care about her babies?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I brought up how like if Sarah Michelle Gellar was being scary, it would work, but Cordelia being scary didn't really work for me. It reminded me here, like I'm right. Like if Buffy was doing that, it would 100% work. She's good at that.
Yeah. Sarah Michelle Gellar is a better actor than Charisma Carpenter.
Yeah, crazy take there.
Yeah.
Uh, so to be continued. Dun, dun, dun. What's gonna happen next? Who knows? I assume
Yeah.
Tara's gonna save the day.
We'll find out.
I'm gonna go 4 stars.
Me too.
My MVP is going to be Buffy Summers.
No, I'm gonna go with Faith.
I thought about it, but Buffy, she's having to do way more. She's got her, like, aside from the Faith story, she's got Riley. She's got her mom. She had a
Yeah,
great
but
scene with her
Faith's got
mom.
all that great coma stuff.
Oh, the dreams. Buffy's there too. Buffy's like, I'm gonna get you, which is fun.
Yeah, I you know, I don't care for that.
What about Xander when he gets electrocuted? And he's like, "Yeah, guys," but they didn't even see it.
It's all right.
I didn't like his
Uh,
sweater this episode. I feel like he's got like a weird sweater.
Can I say something? I really liked his sweater. I noticed his sweater and was like, I'd wear that.
But it made me feel like no, I don't think it's the sweater's fault. It made me feel like for the first time, maybe they're trying to hide. Like, did he gain weight a little bit? Like, it feels like
Ah,
it,
I gotta say that had occurred to me too.
it's like the thing when it's like somebody is like 3 months pregnant, and you're like,
Yep.
we don't want the public to know yet. We gotta like put this little
Yeah.
sweater on. Oh, it made me think for the
Brendan's
first
starting
time.
to gain a little bit of weight.
Yeah. What do you think it is? Is it like? Well, I want to say that like now he's not like the hunk of the show, but I guess he never really was. But
I
he
would argue that the weight came from his rampant alcoholism.
that's happening at this point.
I mean, it doesn't just start. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
evolution,
Yeah. Like Ric Flair.
just like Ric Flair.
All right, so there we MVP, there we go. LVP. I'm gonna go that woman doctor.
What woman doctor?
The one who like makes the call, I
No, but
think.
she can't be LVP because that call is so cool and creepy.
But I thought that she was kind of bad at acting.
Oh no way! I always loved that moment, so I can't give it to her. Um,
Who going,
but
Tara?
maybe I will. I wasn't that into that scene.
By the way, Adam, nowhere to be found this episode. Pretty cool. They take a break from the Adam storyline to just introduce Faith, which is awesome.
Well, they keep it moving though because that one death is
Right, but I'm saying
Adam's.
he's not in the episode, which is cool. I was actually worried. I was like, oh, are they? At a certain point, I was like, I really hope they just stick with the Faith thing, and they did.
What if I give LVP to Riley? No, Forrest.
Oh my god!
Forrest.
Obviously, anytime Forrest is here, it has to be Forrest. So there we go, Forrest.
Okay, so read me my list. Where
Okay, so your list from where? Oh, you want me to go where I put it first? I put it between the Zeppo and Anne at number 30.
okay. Well, I definitely like it less than the Zeppo and more than Anne. So start with the Zeppo.
The Zeppo you have is 16, so it's probably gonna be way lower than this. You may start with Anne and go up.
No. I like this episode. It's gonna be not that low. So
The Zeppo, Angel, School Hard, Halloween, Doppelgangland, Bewitched, Bothered, Bewildered, The Initiative, Wild at Heart, Surprise, Ted, I Only Have Eyes for You, The Harsh Light of Day, The Freshman,
you
Living
could put this
Conditions.
between I Only Have Eyes for You and The Harsh Light of Day.
So you have it 27, I have it 30.
There you
Very
go.
good. Yeah, I thought this is a great episode.
Yeah, I really like this one a lot.